Hey everyone, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time and to join us for today's webinar. People will just join us. I am going to start this meeting. Please note it is recorded. So just grab your coffee, get comfortable, and we will be starting. If you have any questions throughout the session, just drop it on the chat section. And then I think 5 minutes before the webinar ends, we will have an interactive a Q&A session to answer your questions. All right, let's get started. A huge welcome, a huge warm welcome again to everyone. My name is Noltando Mokwena. I am the head of support at IT Varsity. I just want, before I introduce the topic for today's webinar, I just want you to, for a second, think about the last time you updated your own CV. Maybe through, I know we have Canva, we have Word document, to use for our CVs. But just the last time when you updated your CV, you saw a job application, you thought, you know what, this job, I'm going to apply for this job and I'm going to immediately update my CV and then just send through your application. And I don't know if it happens to you guys, but every time when I know my friends have shared this with me, and even previously, when I share an application, so I apply for a job application, I immediately think, okay, this is how much I'm going to be earning. Okay, I'm already budgeting with this salary. This is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to moving out at home. I'm going to rent a room or an apartment, and it already like feels like a dream come true. Even though you're not even called yet for an interview, you're not sure whether even after the interview they will select you, because remember there are other candidates who have applied. They might have experience or more skills than you. So here's a thought that I want you to think about. Most people spend years preparing for jobs that no longer exist. But what if you can skip the queue and create your own path? Because remember, this is the motto for IT Varsity. We are not just guiding you, or we are not just teaching you to be web developers for for a big company, but also at the same time we want to encourage you to be entrepreneurs. So that's exactly what we're diving into in today. The webinar is called From Job Seeker to Digital Entrepreneur. Over the next 45 minutes, I think we're just going to be talking about, finding a job, creating your own work, your own income, and your future in the digital economy. Because I believe as IT varsity students, I always say when you are an IT student, you are more realistic because we are being introduced to so many things. In the last years, we were introduced to ChatGPT. Now there's so many AI bots that are being introduced, they're coming in. So many softwares are taking people's jobs away. So we're just going to be speaking about that. But the whole purpose for the webinar is to shift your mind to, wanting to be an employee to become an employer. So first, let's just look at where everyone is, right? I am just going to do like a quick poll on the chats. What's your biggest challenge right now when thinking about a digital business? So I'm going to give you three options. Just type it on the chat, 30 seconds or less. A, you can just type A, B, or C. A says, I don't know where to start, which I believe is currently with one of our biggest challenges. A, I don't know where to start. B could be, I am afraid of failing. So fear of failure is B. C is, I don't know what skills to sell. So you have three options to put it on the poll. A, I don't know where to start. B, I'm afraid, fear of failure. And C, I don't know what skill to sell. Because I always say to my student, it does not mean because you're doing your programming, your JavaScript course, it means you already have a direction on where you wanna take this journey at. So I'm just gonna. Okay, so I see there's D. William says none. Okay, Sam says C. B, I see B. Good. I see A. I don't know where to start. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. D is. I love the D. William. We'll have a conversation about that if we have time on this webinar. Good. Okay. So there isn't. I was expecting maybe results to say A, but it's okay. But I just want to say let's focus on point A. that says, I don't know where to start, which I can say many of our IT varsity students are actually in that boat to say, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do, what to create, what skills I have, or how can I sharpen my skills. And that's completely normal. I mean, not everyone knows the type of direction they want to go to. It took me five years to actually say I want to study this for this particular degree. Sometimes it takes you a year. You're very lucky to know, but that's why it's completely normal. And I promise you, maybe by the end of this webinar, you'll have like a clear picture of what you want to do. So number one, let's talk about the job market versus the digital economy. The job market versus what? The digital economy. Let's talk about why this shift is so necessary. Remember, in the olden days, I know we're very young, we Gen Z and Gen X. But if you can recall, maybe our parents, you've seen it happen with your older sisters or grannies. It was just standard procedure. You go to school, you get your matric, you go study for 4 years. Remember, at that time, you either had to be a teacher, a doctor, or a nurse to be seen as, higher standard. So it was just standard procedure. Get your matric, get a degree for 4 years, go study for 4 years, get a job, work for over 40 years, and you retire, and then you just eat your profit and find your benefits and etc. That's been the same routine that's been happening years and years and years and years. A few years ago, teaching became outdated. Nursing became, now we were being introduced to other careers that we have not thought about. And that playbook obviously has become outdated because now we have seen software engineers who do not have matric. Some of our IT varsity colleagues don't have matric, but they're doing exceptionally well in their job placements. So it's become over outdated, and it's not the same process anymore. I know some of our sisters or your siblings say, "Mommy, I don't want to go to varsity. I have a plan. This is what I'm going to do," and they actually succeed. Remember, a degree is still valuable for some particular careers, but it is no longer guaranteed a ticket. Because let's look at the universities that are surrounding Johannesburg. We have University of Johannesburg, University of Pretoria, we have Witwatersrand, we have Stellenbosch, we have University of Tshwane. Now, these 4 or 5 universities I've just mentioned, they all have a department, the IT department. So how many graduates are graduating? How many are employed versus the ones that are actually unemployed? So it's not longer a guaranteed ticket. That's why we want to promote you to become entrepreneurs. Roles are changing. We're moving into the fourth industrial revolution. Even some IT careers are being replaced. Support is being replaced with chatbots. But on the other hand, this is to say the digital economy is booming. It's not a future thing, it's a right now thing. I was watching a video on Facebook yesterday. This guy, I think this session, it was one of those TED Talk sessions. This guy was, I think it was year 2002 or 2000, between 2002 to 2006. He was actually talking about podcasts. And at that time, neither of us, including myself, I did not know about podcasts. But today, people are making money. When he was presenting his session and we're talking about podcasts, people were like, he said, who knows podcasts? People didn't raise their hand because at that time, we didn't think it would be such a booming industry. So think about it. The tools to build a global business are in your pocket because you are fortunate. You are studying at IT Varsity. You can learn any skill. I know with our digital entrepreneurship students, you are learning digital skills, your social media marketing, your SEO. For our programming students, you are learning different kinds of languages. Some of you have actually said, "No, I want to study further. I've seen a bit of React, and I want to learn other programming languages." I know Ibrahim even emailed me last month to ask for guidance for other programming languages that connect with React. You can connect. One thing I love about being digital is you can also connect with clients across the globe. You are not limited to hiring companies in your city. You are now a global business of one. I know it sounds scary when I say you are a business, because I believe I am a business myself. The type of services I offer at IT Varsity it makes me a business on my own, right? So you also your skills that you are currently gaining, you already had even before you started at IT Varsity. That's a business on its own. Now the biggest and hardest. So sorry, number two, we're gonna talk about now the mindset shift where we move you from being an employee to being an employer. This is the biggest and hardest step. It's not easy. If you're already an entrepreneur, hey, please teach us how to be one. It's not easy. It's not easy. I also have my own side hustles, and it's just frustrations after frustrations. But the results when they come in, you're like, this is what I prayed for. So it's not just only about learning code or digital marketing. It's about rewiring your brain. Because remember, it starts from here. The fear of failure, fear comes from here, from your mind to say, oops, what is Nels going to think about this? Okay, what is my aunt going to say about this? So you need to rewire your brain to say, I am tired. Or if you haven't actually worked for a company, either big or small, you say, I don't want this 9 to 5 job. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be the employer. I don't want to be an entrepreneur, right? I want to be an entrepreneur. I don't want to be an employee. I want to be now the employer. So obviously the employee, okay, I'll just write on the chat, I'll just answer you guys. The employee mindset says, so if you are an employee, your mindset will tell you, I trade my time for money. I spend 25 days at the office in order to earn an income. I have one boss, my value is determined by my job title. And then if you are an entrepreneur, an employer, you say, I create value to make money. I have many clients. My value is determined by the problems I can solve. Because in order to be an entrepreneur, you need to solve a problem. It's a shift seeking permission to taking initiative. Remember, we talked about the fear of starting. You don't know where to start. You actually need to take initiative from because you can work for a company. You can't tell me that you do not wish to be promoted at some point. You love your position. You're earning 40,000 rand, whereas your manager earns like 80K, and do not wish to say in the next 5 years I see myself getting this. Because one thing, if we are being honest, you can never say this is enough. I'm good. So that promotion also contributes to your own growth. But it's not only about that. It's also about seeing yourself as what you're thinking, okay, I'm a job seeker, but I'm not a solution provider. So you need to move your mindset from that to say, from job seeker to solution provider. What problem can you solve for people? That's the very core. I think I've said this in my other mentorship sessions, my progress meeting with my students. I've said, in order for your business to be very, very successful, what problem are you solving? So you can have the mindset, but initiative needs to take place. So thirdly, we're going to talk about your first asset, which is building a personal brand. The DES student will know I've actually hosted a webinar about your own personal brand. So you have the mindset. What's the first practical step? It's not a fancy website or business card. It's what? It's your own personal brand. Your personal brand is simply what people say when you are not in the room. Like I said before, I work for IT Varsity. Noltando has her own personal brand. Noltando providing the services she provides for IT Varsity. That's my own business as well. Even though I am still an employee, but when I leave IT Varsity, I leave as Noltando who supports students at different institutions. That's my own personal brand. When I'm not available in conference rooms, when a person asks, who's Noltando? They One can say, no, Tando is this person, she does this and that. So that's what people talk about when you're not in the room. But now in the digital world, your personal brand is what? It's your LinkedIn profile, your social media presence, and your portfolio. Remember, we are always emphasizing to create a LinkedIn profile. If you don't know how to do one, ask for help and we will assist you. Your social media presence. I've spoken about using your social media for the right things. Number thirdly is your portfolio. If you are doing our programming courses, you are being taught, I think, module 4, 6, and 7, it's your website. For our digital entrepreneurship students, module 9, they teach you how to create your own portfolio, your website. So if you have these three things, and remember, you can have a LinkedIn profile. Some LinkedIn profile look like it's being handled by ghosts. Share posts. If you don't know what to post, share posts. Talk about your achievements that you've done, the apps that you've created at IT Varsity, the skills that you've attained, or the skills that you'd like to offer. Because remember, you at some point you will need to start. So these three, your brand, so your personal brand is your one asset because it's what attracts what opportunity. You might be the best graphic designer or data analyst in the world, but if no one knows you exist, then you won't make money. You will not get any clients. Hence, your social media, your LinkedIn plays a role. So you need to shift your mindset, start and focus on your own personal brand. If at IT Varsity we talk about, I'm sorry, William, I'm going to use you. If I say William, let's say William is not in this webinar and I say William, you guys already know who's William. Oh, we've seen him say shillings. That's his own personal brand. That's what he does, right? I got working with IT Varsity, I got introduced to over 2,000 students. That's my own personal brand that I have built over the past 4 years I've been working with this company. For example, let's look at one of our previous students who was with IT Varsity, who was like a great writer. She knew her skills were just writing because she got introduced to IT Varsity through a learnership during the COVID years. But she knew what she wanted to do, which was to be like an author, to write, etc. So instead of applying, she started what? A simple blog. I spoke with her. Also have my own blog, just that I haven't accessed that blog in years. She started her own blog on sharing tips. So remember, sharing tips is providing a solution. She was providing a solution on how to start, how to start a business, how to sell a product. She shared a post on LinkedIn. Remember, she's not selling, she's providing valuable information. Within, I think, a space of 3 to 4 months, one of a LinkedIn writer or person, they saw her work, they loved it, they DM'd her, and they hired her for a project through her post because she was posting before for I think 8 months with nothing coming in. But then somebody saw her work, loved her blog, and said, "Come, I'll hire you as a business, not as an employee, for just like a short-term project." The project led to another. She didn't get a job. She was hired as a business. So through the jobs that the recommendations that she kept, they kept coming in. Oh, I know this person, she does this. Oh, I know she does this. So she was doing what? She was building a reputation for her business. Because as a business, you need to build your own reputation. And then after that, the clients followed. The clients followed. So your personal brand is your new CV. It shows. I think if you are on social media, you are active on Twitter, on Facebook, we've seen people tell us that they've lost a job opportunity because of their social media. Some some HR companies, I've never worked in HR, but I do know because they've shared on Twitter that they do look at your social media because that's who you are. Your social media represents who you are. Your opinions that you share on social media, you represent who you are. All right, so I think I've been talking a lot and I just want to hear from you. And this is now the most important part of the session. So I'm going to do a challenge for you in the chat. Just 30 minutes again, just 30 minutes again. And just type this sentence out, but you are going to finish the sentence. It starts, the one problem I'm really good at solving is, then you continue. It could be anything, whether you're good at organizing, designing, graphic design, explaining topics, managing social media. Don't overthink, just type. The one problem I'm really good at solving is, and then I'll just look at the chat section. And then if you have any questions, just let me know. I'm just going to go over. I see some chats here. Also, the thought that who am I to do this? Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. Sometimes, guys, sometimes our ideas are bigger than who we are. Like, you can just be sitting down and say, I had this conversation with a friend, I remember months back. We thought about these people that open malls. What's the first thing they think? I want to build Gateway Mall, this luxurious, fresh mall centered in Umhlanga. Like, what's the first thought? Some ideas become bigger than you, and now you're actually really afraid to say, no, this is big. I'm afraid. And then William says, also don't be discouraged by thinking there's already so many people doing my dream business. I will never succeed, or chances of succeeding is low. Also, don't think anything is impossible. If you do, you will never succeed. If the whole world thought things were impossible, we wouldn't have had everything we do today. From electricity to tech, computers, phones, internet, airplanes, you name it. You need to be the change instead of waiting others for others to make a move first. Thank you so much, William. Thank you so much, William. Guys, remember, let's make an example with mayonnaise. I love mayonnaise. ShopRite has their own brand. We have Nola. We have Cross Blackwell. If I'm not, if I'm mispronouncing it, sorry. We have, there's this other expensive one. It starts with an H. I don't know. Checkers has their own brand. If Checkers said ShopRite has their own mayonnaise brand, then I'm not going to create it. Just like William says, don't think about what Knowles is doing. Don't think about what, if Bilal thought about what Bria Technical College or Varsity College was doing, then he wouldn't have started IT Varsity. Every brand has that unique factor to say, oh, why IT Varsity? You could have gone to another college, you could have gone to maybe, let's say, Bria, you could have gone to Varsity College, but why did you choose IT Varsity? Now, I'm not talking about our bursary students, I'm talking to our self-paid students. You chose IT Varsity because you saw that one unique factor that IT Varsity was offering you, right? We have your bags from, I know we've done a webinar, and then when I was talking about personal brand, I mentioned the guy, the Steve Maiden, the guy he's an American guy, Steve Maiden. And then we also saw there's now this brand, Michael Kors. Michael wouldn't say, oh, Steve does this bag, this tote bag, exact shape, just that it's different logos. Now you see other local companies doing the same tote bags. Yes, I say some teams are just bigger than us, but it's okay. So I see two people only answered on the chat to say the one problem I'm really good at solving is motivating people and making them feel like they can do anything. We have life coaches, we have career coaches, we have motivational speakers. That's the value, that's the skill that you bring to the table. That's a skill that do not undermine the type of skill that you have. And then secondly, we have one that says, the one problem I'm really good at solving is helping people always finding easier ways to do things. So you can offer guidance, right? You can offer guidance, like I said, you can coach, you can look at the problem. Guys, you are talking about the type of businesses or services you are going to offer, because these are problems that you are able to solve. Ahmed says, the one problem I'm really good at solving is showing up, trying to solve whatever the problem may be, and adapting where I need to. Companies do hire people to solve the problem that you, Ahmed, are able to solve. So you just need to sharpen your skills, who you are as a person, and provide those skills. in some companies they are called bureaucrats. They follow the rules. They follow they go by the book. These are people that most businesses want to see. William says, the one problem I'm really good at solving is finding solutions to everyday problems and making life easy for everyone by digitalizing processes, automation, etc. I also love to turn work into fun and enjoyment for everyone. Like the saying goes, choose a job you love and you never work a day in your life. I never say no to anything. I use downfalls as a starting point, and the list goes on and on and on. I will not disagree. I think some of what William mentioned is things that I've seen, you know, with regards to his persona and how he was helping us with the FNBF Academy student volunteer group. Zainab says, the one problem I'm good at solving is transforming complexity into clarity and driving results. That's your business, Zainab. That's your business. Sometimes, even when you want to start, capital and funding is not always available. Now, that's a problem, but solution. Think about what's the solution to that. You don't have funding, you don't have the capital to start. Because let me tell you, starting a web design company requires capital, even if it's just 1,000 rand. But that's money. That's money. But now, what you can do? Okay, I want to start a web design company. I need to pay for my hosting site. That means I need to have money. You check the hosting is like maybe 500, let's say 300 rand per month. Now you can learn how to host. YouTube is there. You can ask for guidance or mentorship. There's Udemy, there's free courses everywhere to learn anything. So thank you so much for everyone that just participated on the chats. But like I said, while I was reading the chats, you all have something valuable to offer, whether it's providing direction, getting the results done. It's something valuable to offer. I see one last chat here. I'm just going to read it before I continue. My dream is starting my own clothing and bag line, and I am really concerned about raising capital. The first thing you can do is build your brand, build your own personal brand. Remember, I said to the other session, I said, you want to start a candle business, open a TikTok account. Open a TikTok account, ask your friends to promote that page. You can use Canva, you can take free photos on Pinterest, even way before you create the product. You can advertise it. You can advertise the product that you have. If your type of product that you or service you want to offer requires, now there are some businesses that just require funding. Start something in the meantime that's going to help you with funding. Because some businesses start because of the first businesses they opened that actually bring you money instead of just sitting and saying, I, I don't know what to do. Because, guys, getting government funding is exhausting. It's a process. You need to attend these workshops. And what if you are working at a retail shop? Because we know at retails, there's no, can I take a break? It's hectic. It's hectic working environment. So, again, you all have something valuable to offer. You all have something valuable to offer. I'm going to open up the Q&A box now. If you guys have any questions, what's on your mind? What questions do you have about making the shift, building a personal brand, or finding your first client? Or if there's anything you want to share, we can answer each other. You can just feel free to, mute yourself if you want to unmute. Any questions you might have, any comments. If you already have your own existing business, maybe how did you start your own business? So this is just like a Q&A session. You can just raise your hand and then I'll select you. If you don't have anything to say, if it's a motivation or just a comment, you can put it on the chat. I can always read it out. But guys, thank you so much for the comments that you guys gave. I know it's an eye opener for some of you, for most of us. But I just want you to remember one key takeaway from today, from this webinar, that you are not just a job seeker. You are a bundle of skills waiting to be monetized. You are a bundle of skills waiting to what? To be monetized. Because I said the problems that you are able to solve, that's your own business. And the path that you need to embark on is not waiting for, you don't need any permission to start. You can say, yes, I need help, I need guidance, but you don't need any permission. It's about starting where you are right now. Like I said, use what you have. You have social media, creating an account is free. Create posts, share, talk to your community. The Slack group, the Slack general channel, if you've noticed, it has over 523 participants. If you tag everyone on that channel and ask, guys, please follow my TikTok page, because that's why we open Slack. Guys, please follow my cooking page. I want to grow my account and please share it on your social media. We are a community. We will assist you. So it's about starting where you are, using what you have. You have us, you have 500 students online or offline. And it's about building your personal brand one at a time. Because remember, you can't just open a business today and expect results. Some people do make money the first time, maybe the first month of operating the business, but that money does not go to their pockets. It goes back to the business, where now they need to reinvest, because you notice, oh, okay, my customers loved this sauce, but some, when they were coming to buy at the kitchen, they were asking for barbecue, and I didn't buy the barbecue sauce. I bought the mayo sauce. So now, with the little profit that you make the first month, you go and reinvest and buy what? The barbecue sauce. So I hope makes sense. If this resonated with you and you're thinking, okay, I get why, but I really need the how, join our webinars. We are going to be hosting these webinars every Wednesday at 11 a.m. You share it with anyone that you know that's within IT Varsity. They must join these webinars, because this is exactly what we do at IT Varsity. This is exactly how we help people. Our programs are not only designed to teach, and I've said this numerous times, to teach you high demand skills, but more importantly, they teach you how to package those skills, build your own personal brand, and launch your business one step at a time. The first 3 months of you starting, you're like, oh God, okay, now I know where I want to go. The 6 months, oh, what materials, resources, where do I go? The last few months before you exit IT Varsity, not exiting means it's you're done just because you're done with the course. It's okay, I need mentorship, I need guidance, I need help. Can I speak to who's gonna, help? So we don't just help you to say, okay, these are the skills that we're gonna offer or give you, but how do you package them to get them monetized? Our special, so just make sure, guys, you attend these webinars. You attend these webinars. Every Wednesday at 11 a.m., you join the webinar. You ask. William says, how to start your business, use ChatGPT. ChatGPT will give you how to start your business and give me the same idea. And then, but guys, you can use chat to say, I have this idea in mind. How can you help me build like a business strategy, for example? All right. And then it gives you can either use that or just take a few points and then you're able to start. But you cannot start a business if you still have the fear of failure. Siham says, thank you so much for the clarity, this webinar, and all the info and the genuine caring about our success. I'm sending my fashion pics to the group. Thanks for letting me know that we can send to the group. Not missing a single webinar from now on. And William says, okay, so of course, everyone, please feel free to share net advertising or business ideas on any of our groups, as long as they are genuine and not false info or spam. Like, guys, Forex, no. No Forex post, please. Go for it. I'm looking forward to seeing your upcoming posts. Yes, yes, yes. No Forex, not unless you actually own a Forex Academy. But other than that, guys, use the Slack community. Promote it as much as you can. It's there for you to use. As you can see, it's always my team and I that are just promoting engagement. If there's polls, engage in those polls. Please, please, please ask people to join the webinars and be active on Slack. If there's anything you if there's anything else you guys might require from us support team, remember to email us at helpdesk@itvarsity.org. Helpdesk@itvarsity.org. If you want to speak to me directly, you can just send me an email at noltando@itvarsity.org. I'm just going to drop my email on the chat section for everyone to have. But other than that, guys, see you guys next week. I hope to see more people joining in the webinar. I'm giving you homework. Please, please, guys, ask your peers to join these webinars as they are very informative and might help one or two or all of you at some point. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. If you don't have any other questions, we will end the webinar. Bye, everyone.